Okay. This is going. We'll see how it works. Sorry, everybody who, might have showed up earlier. I had a little bit of a software problem, and honestly, XSplit was no help. Yes, I use XSplit to stream through. Oh, dropped frames already. That's beautiful. Okay, so already starting off. Okay, XSplit did not help me any. I am not happy with them. They can kiss my butt. Just checking here. It says excellent connection, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, tonight we are going to talk about some of this. We have the FAA is embroiled in a lawsuit alleging it turned away 1,000 applicants based on race. That contributed to staff woes. Some people are saying it's upwards of 2,000 or more. So the problem is this stems from the accident from Washington, D.C., the mid-air collision. Well, the funny thing is, everybody automatically, Trump, oh my God, Trump fired these people, Trump did this. 8 days in, look what happened. Okay, Trump fired some of the people at the top. But that did, in 8 days, he did not fire, gut the whole system. He barely got in there, barely had time to do anything, and already, it's Trump's fault. 8 days. But no, has nothing to do with the last 4 flipping years. It's just the last 8 days. And these idiots blaming Trump, I just love how they come on. Yeah, I come in hot. Sorry, guys. But the idiots blaming Trump are also ignoring the fact that Pete Buttigieg is on camera in 2023 talking about how they had so many near misses. It had been rising. It was getting bad, dangerous. So he knew this. And Congress, under the Biden administration, had appropriated like $66 billion more to help with air traffic control and new systems and other safeties. And they didn't do any of it. The money was there, didn't use it. So, for anybody out there, I'm not gonna, Trump bad. Sorry, I'm grabbing this. I gotta turn my notifications to make sure. So I'm trying to see, still having a software issue. XSplit did not help me fix nothing. So anybody knows a better streaming, type something, share everything like this platform than XSplit, let me know. Because XSplit did nothing to help me here. So I can't even see the chat unless I flip back to my other screen because it won't put it up. Okay. But yeah, blaming Trump in 8 days, but ignoring 4+ years. It's like people who are out on Reddit screaming, oh, has Trump fixed your economy yet? Huh? Where's all this fixing? While ignoring the last 4 years it took to screw it into the ground. You people are amazing. Just amazing. Sorry, I'm going to do this. Since I can't see my chat, I'm going to go on my phone. And I'm going to find it. And go to here, and I'm going to see if I can see it. There we go. All right, so I can do it that way. Hey, Florida Snowman, I can see you. Yay. Oh, Lordy. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to use my phone for the chat, and XSplit can kiss my butt. Okay. But, so blaming Trump automatically. This is stupid. Florida Snowman, by the way, I got your message and responded. And I think you and I can find common ground where we're not totally going to agree on the illegal immigration process, it seems. That's not a problem. Honestly, the way things are in our country right now, looking for that middle ground is where we start. So, but welcome. Sorry, I'm a little hyper. I went through so much trouble with XSplit and getting no help from them at all. Unhappy camper. And I was doing a breathing treatment. Makes you a little hyper. But yeah, here we are over at New York Post. It says FAA is embroiled in a lawsuit alleging it turned away 1,000 applicants based on race that contributed staffing. Yeah, now you see, this is popping back up because of the DC thing. This lawsuit's been going on for a little while. And there are others. Like I said, there are some lawsuits allege it's 1,000. Some allege almost 3,000 FAA employees, including air traffic controllers, were turned down due to race. That is insane. I will go a little more into this and talk some more. You know, I'll be stopping during this. The Federal Aviation Administration is fighting a class action lawsuit alleging it denied 1,000 would-be air traffic controllers. This one's just about air traffic controllers alone, not all FAA staff. Denied them their jobs, controllers' jobs because of diversity hiring targets. Not the best people, diversity. As it was revealed that staffing levels were not normal at the time of this week's deadly mid-air collision. And keep in mind, Pete Buttigieg knew this. Biden administration did nothing. That jerk didn't even show up in East Palestine after the train accident for 3 weeks. Keep that in mind. Complaints about the FAA's hiring policies resurfaced after the American Airlines passenger plane and Black Hawk helicopter crashed in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday, killing 67 people in the country's deadliest aviation disaster in almost a quarter century. But this was already going on. It just now, that lawsuit has come back as part of this story. It's stupid. So you can't say the FAA didn't know they had a problem. The Biden administration didn't know they had a problem. And I don't want to hear from you idiots. Well, Trump should have fixed it. 8 days in, F you, he's done enough. And he doesn't know every lawsuit. Come on. They're even trying to get their cabinet together yet. So, nibble. Details of litigation reemerged too as Andrew Brigida. God, sounds like a Dragon Ball Z character. The lead plaintiff in the suit filed in 2015. 2015. Think about that. 2015. Yeesh. So yeah, this went through the Trump administration. So we have a little bit of an issue to worry about there that maybe Trump didn't do enough, but I can go with a little bit of that. But the Biden administration got $66 billion more to do something about this and did nothing. I think Trump had a lot on his plate in his first term. So yeah. We see things say more and different. You have family. I don't want to talk about that right now, but the last thing I'll say on that one, Snowman, is I'm really trying to concentrate on this. I don't think we have a broken system. We have an unenforced immigration system. Our system is great. It works great when it's enforced and used properly. I don't think it is. But, okay, back to... I get squirreled easy. I like to discuss. And he knows it. He's squirreling me. Oh, heck. So this has been going on for so long. And if you want to put a little bit of this on the first Trump administration, feel free. I have no problem giving them a little blame. But with everything the Democrats are doing to Trump then, I'm sorry, he had a lot on his mind. He could barely keep himself unimpeached and out of jail and everything else. So the crux of the lawsuit is that the FAA under the Obama administration, remember they said, oh, don't you dare blame Obama, dropped a skill-based system for hiring controllers and replaced it with a biographical assessment in an alleged bid to boost, not an alleged bid. If you drop the skill-based system and you put in place a biographical assessment to be the end-all be-all, then that is you are just trying to boost your numbers of certain races, genders, sexes, whatever. Not alleged. That is exactly what you're doing. Boost the number of minority job applicants. I don't care. I don't care. When I get on an airplane, I know everybody uses this. When I get on an airplane, I do not want the DEI hire. You think that's racist? Screw you. You hop on that airplane with a person that scored maybe 20 at the bottom 25% of their class. I want the people who score at the top of, not the top 90% of their class flying that plane. I don't want my doctor being a diversity hire who may be trying to deal with a cancer or diagnose a health problem or deal with my lung problem. I don't want diversity. I do not care what the person looks like, who they sleep with, what their gender is. My GP is a female doctor. I don't give a rat's ass. Does she do a good job to keep me healthy? Yes, that's all I care. This stupidity of people will be more happy and they'll be more comfortable if they can have a doctor that looks like them or sleeps with the same people they do. It's so much better. How is that better? Most of those people, if you just pick by that standard, you are not going to get the best doctors, airline pilots, air traffic controllers, etc. You're not going to get the best auto mechanics, the best plumbers, nothing. That is stupid. And it's deadly. Which this crash does come down to part of that. Who fired all the air traffic controllers back in the 80s? We know who. One of the guys I dislike the most, Snowman. Who is definitely being a good foil for me right now. It is. And trust me, I am nonpartisan. I'm not Democrat, Republican. I'm kind of a center person with a slight conservative leaning. And I have family on the far right, far left, and I piss them both off. But yes, Snowman, it is Ronald flippin' Reagan. The same jacknugget, by the way, who gave us our amnesty back then. That everybody said was a dumb idea. Dumb to do amnesty. And he did it anyway. A little bit on me on Ronald Reagan here. I personally think Ronald Reagan was a horrible president. He said a lot of good things, had a lot of good speechwriters, and being an actor, he also was able to belt out some great sounding words and speeches. Yet if you look back at Ronald Reagan's presidency, he did the opposite of most of his speeches. He'd make some great speech. The biggest, scariest words are, I'm from the government, I'm here to help. You did that. Only good government's a small government. He expanded government more than every president before him put together. He got us involved in the next 30, 40 years of wars, all in the name of, let's get Russia. Boy, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Just now Democrats have adopted that. So, yeah. So, Ronald Reagan was a horrible president. He should have been in jail for all the... He's gotten so many people, lives ended, wars started. We've been in wars. That man gave weaponry to insane people. And now we've been fighting it ever since. He was the biggest friend of the military-industrial complex up until our last 2 or 3 presidents, until you got up to around Bush, Obama, and Biden. Yes, those 3 were huge friends of the military-industrial complex. So, yeah, Florida Snowman, the deal was we were going to seal the border, which we never did. Exactly. Damn, man. You're my only person here, but dude, you are kicking. All right. But no, yeah, Ronald Reagan, I can go around and around with conservatives about Ronald Reagan all day. But Ronald Reagan started some of the FAA trouble. And then even when it started to be rebuilt, we never put enough money back in. And then we started getting up there. And then what did Obama do? He did this diversity crap. He did this in diversity shite. And screwed it worse. So, yeah, Reagan did bad, but we moved up. We move up, and there's a lot of bad from a lot of presidents. Funny thing, I voted for Bill Clinton. I think he's the first president I was able to vote for. And I think he was a good president. Not a good person, but a net good president. Except NAFTA was horrible, which he admits. All right, let's get back to this. I'm squirreling. This happens when you add duoneb and caffeine. All right, Brigitte, who is white, God, it still sounds like a Dragon Ball Z character, alleges he was discriminated against solely based on his race when his application was rejected, court papers state. The would-be air traffic controller who graduated from Arizona State University's Collegiate Training Initiative in 2013, wait for this, was turned down a job even though he scored a 100% on his training exam. 100%. And since the crash in D.C., there's more articles you can research easily. I just pulled up a few because I don't need too many to keep me going. But there are others have come out and showed they scored also 100% or even 90% up on the exam. Didn't get a job. Why? They're all white. Yet there's also records showing that people of more melanated sort or who checked the diversity checkboxes on a little diversity test got the jobs at a much lower test rate. Didn't need to be 100%, didn't need to be 90, didn't even need to be 80. So that's the air traffic controllers we got there. That's also another reason, besides the low staffing, we have a huge amount of air traffic controller burnout because we did not hire the most qualified, most mentally stable, best people. And that brings me up ahead to the Biden administration, where they enacted also, they wanted to hire more people of physical and, yes, mental disabilities to be air traffic controllers. I don't know about you. I'm in an airplane up in the sky. I don't want some dude who may be needs Xanax to keep level, or Lexapro or some other thing to keep happy, and not having a down day, go, oh, I'm just going to run that plane into the ground. I'm not saying that's happened. Calm. But I don't want that. I don't want the guy that also got 60% on his testing, but because he was the brownest people, he got the job. I want that high-scoring dude, chick, whatever it is. And I don't give a rat's ass. And if I'm in an airplane, I don't know what color you are. I don't know what color my pilots are, what gender, who they slept with. Don't care. I just don't want to be running into other airplanes. I want to land. I want to get to see my family and go places. So, yeah. But that's also happened during the Biden administration. They were trying to hire physical and mentally handicapped people. Physical, we can get around some physicality stuff for some jobs. You'll never see me running the Boston Marathon or being a fireman or in the assault military because of my lungs. It happens. Now, mentally, could I handle it? I don't know. It's a tough job. But if you're hiring people with actual mental handicaps, holy crap. Like what? Like what? That's worrisome. All right, so yeah, 100%. But there's others have come out and showed that you can, if you look this up, I hate to tell you this, but I will always say this to you. I may not have everything. I'm not some guy with 8 to 15, 30 people on a staff. I didn't go to college for broadcasting. So I will give you some sources, and I will tell you, I will not lie to you. And if you come with me with a better source, feel free. But I know there's more people who have come out and said they've scored 100% and this dang diversity test. So yeah. All right. Okay. The lawsuit adds to the mounting criticism the FAA has faced this week over its hiring policies, with some, including President Trump, claiming diversity programs were part to blame for understaffing and overall lower standards for air traffic controllers. Yeah, if you look at this lawsuit and the others going on, alleged is a nice way of saying we just haven't quite been adjudicated yet. But man, where there's smoke, there's some fire normally. And if you are giving a diversity test, the checkbox test, and that is even included at all. No. The only testing should be, can you do this job and how good can you do it? Can you get Uncle Joe and Aunt Sally from Florida back to Hawaii to see their kids for Christmas? Can you make sure these vehicles in the air do not interlock in a bad way? Can you not be depressed and go, that's it, I can't handle it? I'd still like to know why the other person that's supposed to handle helicopter traffic was let go home. Bad idea. The lawsuit, as the mounting criticism has faced, understaffing, asked if he thought years of diversity hiring ensured that an aviation accident was bound to happen. Brigida told the Telegraph, yes, that's kind of accurate. His assessment came as the FAA revealed that the air traffic controller on duty at the time of the passenger plane Black Hawk helicopter crash late Wednesday was doing the work of 2 people. We already know he was, because there's supposed to be one controller for helicopter, one for airplane. Also, I'd have to ask another question. We all know, since this is a military aircraft, the Black Hawk helicopter, they were in contact with the local air base's tower. Where's those recordings? Shouldn't we know what they were saying? I think so. There are a lot of people talking about that. Now they withheld the name of the pilot for so long, and suddenly all of her social media is scrubbed. Something is a little stinky about this. I can't say if there's anything, wrong for sure, but when you hide stuff, you cause this. You cause conjecture. You cause conspiracy theory instead of just giving up facts. So, for a good job on that, government. Oh, I have to apologize one time also when I got my my software working on my own without XSplit's help, and my wife helped me a lot. I haven't had time to reset my microphone and everything. I don't know if my levels are good. My voice sucks anyway from all the damage from my lung problem, but I don't know how my mic is. So if it's really hurting bad, hitting too loud, let me know. Yeah. So I'm unsure about some of my settings. All right. Staffing in the air traffic control tower at Ronald Reagan National Airport was not normal for the time of day and volume of traffic or the type of traffic. The FAA found its preliminary report into the crash. The understaffing resulted in a controller pulling double duty, overseeing helicopters while also guiding and arriving and departing planes on the busy airport's runways. According to the report, which added that the responsibilities are typically split between two controllers. So honestly, I'm not going to overly put too much onerous on that controller unless he's the one that let the other one go home early. Or didn't really put a fit out there that he's trying to handle both. The airport's air traffic control facilities have a history of staffing shortages and a lot of near misses, with only 19 fully certified controllers on deck as of September 2023, according to Congress's Air Traffic Controller Workforce Plan report. This guy likes a lot of long sentences. The facility should ideally have had 30. Holy gods! On deck, as per the goal set by the FAA Controllers Union. Wow! Holy crap! However, on Friday, the FAA concerned that Ronald Reagan National Airport, funny how they named an airport after Ronald Reagan after what he did with the air traffic controllers. Oh, thank you, Snowman. I appreciate it because I can't tell because I had seconds to try to get this to work again. Boy, that is ironic. I thought that as a child, that Ronald Reagan got an airport named after him after boning over. That's got to stick in the craw of some FAA workers, or at least air traffic controllers. Oh. Hopefully they're all too young now to understand what the hell. Oof. Only have 25. They have 25 certified, but this says here there were, wait a second, only 19 certified controllers on deck. September 2012, oh, that's 2 years ago. That's 2 years ago, guys. If right now they have 25, that's pretty close to full staff. Because you know the union is going to ask for a couple extra more than you actually need to do the job. They will. It's like a mechanic will come and fudge like how long it takes to fix something. It takes an hour, he'll tell you an hour and a half. So he looks like a miracle worker. Learned that from Scotty from Star Trek. Sorry about the hands. I'm standing. I like that better than sitting. And that gets me moving. The air traffic control tower. Okay, 3 more controllers who have been fully certified at other facilities are also in training at the airport. So that's 28. That's kind of within 2 of your full staffing. I'm not seeing staffing as a problem. I'm seeing other problems. I'm seeing, one, this helicopter was off course big time. The pilot was somebody that did not have enough experience to be flying in that traffic area or corridor anyway. 2, the helicopter was off its height. It was out of its flight path by at least 100 feet, which is a crap load, and somewhere upwards of 150 feet. That's a crap load. As an ex-drone pilot, not an airplane pilot, as a drone pilot, let me tell you, 150 feet is a huge damn difference. Holy crap. Take your 25-foot tape measure outside, stand that thing straight up, and then add, 7 more to it? Holy crap. No, more than that. Holy crap, about another 15 of them. So it's a lot of distance here. We are way off. Let's see. But no, it's crazy. Also, now this helicopter was out of its flight zone by, what does I say, a half mile? That is a lot. This thing was way too high and way too far into a corridor it was never supposed to be in. The one I'm going to give some probably the air traffic controllers here in both Reagan National and the military base, because they were in contact and they had to have radar. They radar everything in Washington, D.C. So the fact that neither of these towers were screaming, get the colorful F out of this flight zone. One or both these controllers just said, get the fuck out of here. What the hell are you doing? You are in the wrong airspace. You hit the brakes. I wish any air traffic control I'd do is tell a helicopter, stop. Stop dead. Helicopters can do that. Airplane usually go straight. They can do this. A helicopter go, ert. All it took was somebody to say, stop, back up, go down, get the fuck out of there. None of it. So I really want to know what the tower in the military base was doing. Was their thumb up their butt here, or are they hiding something? We have not got recordings. So yeah, well, he doesn't look like a Dragon Ball Z character, but okay. Still, the FAA as a whole has suffered staffing issues since pandemic-era mass layoffs in 2020, from which it has yet to recover. Yeah, wonder how those layoffs happened. Who forced that? Brigida, who now works in the FAA as a program manager, said he hoped Trump would immediately work to fix the apparent staffing crisis from the agency. 8 days. He had 8 days. And for this, I'll say this, Pete Buttigieg couldn't get to crap within days of the crisis happening. Where was Trump's guy? Sworn in the night before. Hadn't even been in office for 24 hours. That sucker was on the scene right then. Holy crap. At least we've got some people in there who are willing to jump in, do their job, and get dirty. I mean, I do feel for that guy, the head of the FAA now, I don't know his name, but holy crap. His first 48 hours were horrendous between that and the other crash in town. And holy God, that is just nuts. So I'm very happy that we now have somebody that's at least there on the hour, within the hour, or at least paying attention. That's it. Just get on it. But yeah, 8 days. Come on, you can't say, Trump, God, why don't you fix it in 8 days? You ain't brought down the cost of eggs yet. Well, come on. 4 years, 8 days. Okay, you go, lefties. He obviously sees the issue at hand. Brigida saying this about Trump. And if he didn't, I'm sure people that work in the Department of Transportation, the FAA, informed him that there is an issue with staffing and air traffic control, and I'm hoping they can work on it immediately, he told the Telegraph. Me too. During President Trump's first term, Federal Transportation Department lawyers argued to toss Brigida's case, saying deciding to open up applications to more diverse candidates isn't legitimate grounds for a discrimination suit. Yeah, it is. If you are testing and somebody's check marks have to line up for how oppressed or what color or who they're sleeping with, and that is the deciding factor on who gets a job. Oh, we can only have this many white people, but these other white people, if they've scored 80, 90, 100%, nope, can't have them because we already got our quota of whiteys. Got to have our gays, our trans, our women's, our colors. Got to get all this little Crayola crap in there. That is 100%. That is 100%. Yeah, that's bad. It's just bad, guys. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act bars employers from discriminating based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. Hey, let's see. Now, what could go against... Oh, DEI. DEI is totally illegal under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. Why? Because DEI bases jobs on color, religion, race, sex, gender now too, and national origin. Elon Musk has gotten lawsuits by the United States government under Biden administration for not hiring enough, I crap you not, immigrants or illegal immigrants in his businesses, even though half of them deal with top secret stuff. Biden administration. God, we miss it, don't we? Yet an employer's decision to broaden the pool, I love this wording, broaden the pool of potential applicants between rounds of hiring is not a personal action cognizable. God, I hate lawyers. How they talk. Cognizable under Title VII. The government wrote in a November 2020 motion. So they've been jerking this guy and everybody else off in these lawsuits for a long time. And Biden administration amped it up with their, let's hire people that are physically and mentally have disorders. Oh, yeah. The government added that Brigida, God, I am so going to be thinking Dragon Ball Z all night. Vegeta can't claim discrimination just because the new system no longer benefits him. It's not supposed to benefit anybody, but hey, you know what? I think a guy that's fully qualified and got 100% on the test should have the job. Come on. What do you mean benefits him? It should always benefit a dude, chick, puppy dog, whatever it is. It gets 100%. I don't care if Rin Tin Tin is telling my pilots where to land the plane and what flight corridor to take. If Rin Tin Tin has the qualifications, it gets 100% on the damn test. And I don't mean the diversity test, because God knows that might be on there. The actual test of skills and knowledge to do the job. Land my plane, Rin Tin Tin, if you can do that. But I don't want to, how long until we have to have a furry in there? Or somebody identifies as a deerkin? Oh, God. Well, not anymore. Trump's in there. Okay. Yet an employer, Brian DePulo, blah, 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 benefits him. Title VII protects equal treatment, not preferential treatment, officials wrote. You guys are fucking idiots. That's exactly what this other testing and Biden administration are doing. They are going preferential. Once you are not going, we're going to hire the best. Done. Once you're going, well, we're going to hire Brown Jenny, Gay Joe, this person in a wheelchair that's taking a bunch of drugs to keep their moods level, we're going to really push to hire them. Oh, you guys and gals getting the high scores, well, you're going to have to wait because we've hired too many of you. Okay. You want to make sure Americans are going to go, fuck you if I'm getting in an airplane again. That's the way to do it. And if you're okay with getting in an airplane that may be flown or traffic controlled by somebody who should have the job due to skills, you're a moron. And I'll bet you voted for Kamala. Accordingly, even if plaintiffs would have had an advantage if they applied under the old hiring process, the skills-based hiring process, skills-based means what's up in the noodle. Title VII does not give them a claim to seek to preserve that advantage. I cannot do this. My brain is melting down. The advantage of being properly trained and testing at 100%. That isn't the advantage? Fuck me. Dogs and cats will rule the world any day. In fact, is one of my cats watching me? No. They're gone. Thankfully, they're upstairs trying to get into trouble. And my dogs hate when I stream, so they disappear. Holy crap. So they think this is our government. Our government was saying that a skills-based, you did the right schooling, got the right degrees, you graduated high up in your class, you take the actual air traffic controller's exam, get 100%. Well, that doesn't mean you should have the job. That's kind of preferential. We should take wheelchair Betty over here, who's on 15 things to keep her gender in one place and her mental status from roller coastering too often. We think she should have the job, Your skills and intelligence are just too preferential. Fuck. We needed Trump so badly. So badly. This is our government. This is stupid. Well, they say finally the Post reached out to the FAA regarding the ongoing lawsuit. Didn't hear back immediately. The Aviation Agency and U.S. Department of Transportation are filing the suit, which is slated to go into court early next year. Okay. Or fighting the suit, sorry. So, God, do you see how long this has been going on? And there are tons of these out there. So this is what I wanted to talk about. This is stupid. And now we're going to jump to this. I could go to the Newsweek version. They talk about it a little bit too. Multiple complaints. Did the FAA reject air traffic controls based on race? What we know. Now, keep in mind, Newsweek is hugely left. And they try to cover a little here. Details surrounded, blah, blah. Let me get scooting down here. A major class action lawsuit. One of many. But class action also, there are a few that don't know. Class action means there are a lot of people on it. It's not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. It means probably 1,000 or 2,000 who were turned down with high to perfect scores due to their race. Class action. Wouldn't it have been nice if had these air traffic controllers working? Had been filed against a federal agency for claims that applications for air traffic controls were rejected based on race. Yeah. Because see, right here, Obama, once again, they even admit it. The Obama administration dropped a skill-based system for hiring air traffic controllers and replaced it with a biographical assessment. Which means you better go back and check a lot of boxes. Your family better have enough Browns. You better be enough Browns. You better have been oppressed somehow. You better be the right genders. So it's right there. But the problem is, everybody right away, Trump did this, Trump did this. See, Susie gets in there. No. Dude, we've been living on borrowed time. Horribly. Buttigieg admitted it. The FAA controller's been screaming about this. Over the last 4 years under Buttigieg, the near misses were going through the roof. The only thing that kept us from having major crap like this was pilots being epic at their jobs. Epic. You gotta be. You should be 100 plus. You should be at 102%. You should have to do extra credit to be flying around 500 people on an airplane with their lives in your hands. Epic pilots who paid attention. I was reading an article and they were talking about this, and this was an ex-pilot. And he was talking about how most of the near misses are stopped, not due to air traffic control. The pilots paying attention, watching their instruments, watching around them, following the regs. And the rest are stopped by air traffic control mostly. But holy gods. But yeah, Trump did it. So go over to Snopes. You gotta watch Snopes. You do. You gotta watch old Snopies here. But as I've caught them lying, I used to trust the crap out of them until I started paying attention and caught lying. Saying Trump said something when I watched him not say it. Saying so-and-so didn't say something when they did, Or they play games with words, semantics. No, Trump did not eat 20 cheeseburgers on Wednesday. Then at the bottom, it was like, he ate them on Thursday. You jerks. So they say, fact check, false. When it's just like an hour off or a day off. Come on. No evidence Trump fired 3,000 air traffic controllers. He was quick to blame DEI. Well, we've already shown in just me talking here, my dumb little butt, DEI had something to do with something. Whether it was this collision or not, it's had problems. It's been there. It's an issue. So they talk about right here, the politicians, commentators are quick to share the theories, blah, blah, blah. Former Presidents Barack Obama and Joe Biden to President Donald Trump's hiring freeze. 8 days. Nothing took effect. 8 days. Then this one, here's the one I was going to talk about. One widely shared claim was that Trump fired 3,000 air traffic controllers shortly after taking office for his second term. One post alone, archived, making this claim had received more than 2.7 million views and 25,000 likes. The News Desk. Go look them up. Hilarious. Trump fired 400 FAA senior officials. That's not air traffic controllers. The TSA head, moron, who didn't do anything, Buttigieg and him did nothing for 4 years, even with a $66 billion infusion of money, sat there going, dee. And 3,000 air traffic controllers just 8 days ago. To me, the plane collided. Fact sheet. President Donald Trump ends DEI madness and restores excellence. So, that doesn't mean he caused it. It is unclear where this rumor originated, but the fact that dozens of users shared this post with identical language indicate a disinformation campaign. Yeah. Florida Snowman. Yeah. Snopes does lie. And the thing is, I grew up believing that they were the fact checker, the honest. And then I learned after catching lies. And other YouTubers and Rumble people out there pointing out and giving you where to go look. And it's like, oh. But once I really got into politics years ago, I started watching myself going, oh, you can't trust any of these fact checkers. None of them. Donald Trump included. Donald Trump's staff included. Go look for yourself. Once I started watching congressional hearings and them reading to do bills and everything else and actual speeches and things people do and write, I realized that Snopes and all of them are lying. So Snowman, you are 100% right. Snopes does lie, but I like to use it still because lefties will still go, well, Snopes. Okay, lefties, Snopes says you're full of crap. You're full of crap. While Trump did sign a memorandum on January 22nd, 2025, ending a Biden administration FAA hiring policy that he said prioritized diversity, equity, and inclusion over safety and efficiency. It does. It does. You can go look it up. The Biden administration wanted to hire more people with mental and physical disabilities. Like my physical disability, some of that times you can overcome that. Other times you cannot. But the physical one worries me. But the mental one is the one that scares the shit out of me. I'm sorry, but if I'm psychotic and taking pills to stay level, or if I'm depressed or something, I'm not sure that's the best place for you. If you have concentration problems, restless leg syndrome. Don't ask my doctor about that. He has a good joke about that one. Prioritized diversity, and ordered the FAA administrator to review the performance of FAA employees in critical positions. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with reviewing our people to make sure our government has the best people working there or aren't wasting our money? IRS? So there is no evidence he specifically approved the firing of 3,000 air traffic controllers. The key text memorandum is as follows. I like how they still try to hedge their bets. Snowman. Say it with me, brother. They're hedging that right there. There is no evidence he specifically approved the firing. They're still trying to kind of leave that door open a crack. A crack, everybody. Oh, they're leaving that door open. Just a crack. Just enough for them to go, for some lefty to go, up, but he could have. They didn't, no. So yeah, nice little leaving the crack open. That didn't sound right. Leaving the door open a crack. Don't leave your crack open. This presidential memorandum orders the Secretary of Transportation and FAA administrator, FAA, to immediately stop Biden DEI hiring programs and return to non-discriminatory, merit-based hiring. Who is having a problem with this? I ask. Feel free to comment. Let me know if you're watching this after live. Let me know who is having a problem with hiring on merit. Jesus Christ. Who's having a problem with this? Once again, do you want a guy doing surgery on you that got 70% and was hired just because of their skin's color, who they slept with? If I need a transplant someday because these things totally give out on me, I don't want Billy Joe Jim Bob, who wears puppy outfits, takes antipsychotic meds, and was hired because of who he boinks and his skin color, doing my lung transplant. I want Habib, who I don't give a rat's ass about anything about him except, was this man amazing in his classes? Was he amazing in testing? Is he an amazing surgeon? And will I wake up afterwards? So that's my thing. So yeah, it also requires the FAA administrator, that's too many A's, administrator to review the past performance. So I am still having problems with that. Who is upset about that? And make clear that any individual who fails to demonstrate adequate capability is replaced by someone who will ensure Americans' flight safety and efficiency. Hallelujah. Amen. Amen. You know what's funny? George Carlin was considered a leftist of his time. One of the best comedians ever. I belong to the religion of St. George. St. George of the haha. St. George of the common sense. Because if you look at George Carlin, go back and watch him now, George Carlin was a classic Democrat of the day. Today, he would be considered right-leaning. That is how far Democrats have gone. Back then, he was considered a classic liberal, even though he was closer to center, but still a Democrat, liberal, leftist. Now he'd be far right. That is insane. It's how far the left has moved. It's how far people like me have had the rug pulled out from under me. I am much closer to the people on the right now, even the crazy right, than I am the people on the far left. Because they've gone so far, I can't even see them down that insanity hall. So, yeah. The federal hiring freeze Trump signed January 20, 2025 applied to all executive departments and agencies except military personnel of the armed forces or to positions. I'm going to do a video on that. Military has hit amazing recruitment levels since Trump got elected. God, you gotta see. Love it. You gotta love it. Immigration enforcement, national security, or public safety is unclear whether air traffic controllers were included as exemptions. Doesn't matter. He hasn't fired any. As of 2024, the FAA had more than 14,000 air traffic controllers across the U.S. Made the largest number of hires in nearly a decade in 2024. Yeah, right near the end. Reached out to the FAA and Trump administration seeking comment, and we'll update the story. But remember they hired a bunch that were mentally and physically off. So here's still too early as writing to figure out what caused the collision. Associated Press announced they would FAA report team staffing was not normal. We know that. But according to the AP, Trump forced out the head of the TSA and gutted a key aviation safety advisory, but didn't change anything in the air traffic control towers. Nothing changed. You're talking the top end, nothing trickled down to upper management, middle management. It was only the top people he went after. He didn't go after upper, middle, and lower people. None. None of those people have gone anywhere. A series of firings and resignations in early 2012 left the FAA leadership dotted with vacancies. Didn't do anything to your air traffic controllers. They were still all in the towers. In some, there is no evidence, but they're still leaving that door open. Trump specifically fired air traffic controllers. The cause of the fatal collision in Washington is still unclear. We'll update the story if we receive new information. So what they're saying is, they're not even saying their fact check is totally false. I love that. But yeah, they say no evidence. That's their new thing. They used to say fact check false, fact check true, stuff like that. Now it's like, no evidence. They try to leave a little door open. But that's just what I want to talk about. And I will mention, I probably will do another video about how recruiting numbers have skyrocketed under Trump. Hey, that's what happens when you get rid of people that shouldn't be there, or they're just for free gender surgeries, people that aren't qualified, or tell people, especially white men, we don't want you. It's all about diversity. So, yeah. But no, that's just what I wanted to come on and talk about. And I really hope you got something useful out of this. I know I can be a little animated. Standing definitely makes it worse. But what do you think? What do you think? Do you think that hiring on anything but skills-based is a good thing? And why? Why would it be a good thing? How can it be a good thing? How can it really be anything but dangerous and bad, no matter what it is? Whether it's, air traffic control. How about your mechanic? Do you want a mechanic that leave your lug nuts loose, don't know what they're doing? Just hired because, let's see, did you go to school for auto mechanics? No. You're not ASE certified? Nope. Did you ever work on a Honda? What's a Honda? Well, but you're brown and you sleep with the same sex? Oh, you're hired. I don't even want a barista hired that has never worked with coffee. Let's hire skilled people, folks. I am very happy to see this DEI crap go by the side of the road. I'm tired of people saying, oh, it's racist. What does race have to do with these jobs? Race should have nothing to do with it. Also, should have nothing to do with you not getting hired. If nobody should be able to look at you, and we already have laws against that going, well, don't me likes me some browns people. I don't likes me some whites people, whatever it is. That's illegal already. And it should be. But also it should be illegal. It's illegal no matter which way you go, guys. There's no such thing as reverse racism. It's all racism. It's all racism. Reverse racism is like giving anybody not white a card to go, it's fair game to be racist against the whiteys. Yeah, that's okay. So, yeah. But I've been on long enough. Don't know if I'll do any more tonight. I was going to do another stream, but that was before I had problems with my software earlier. Please go check out the video I released earlier today. See what you think of that. It was, I went to an I was told not to say that. Just say a deportation protest. Because if you say an anti-deportation protest, That's like a protest for it. So I was told, get my verbiage right. My mother-in-law would be proud of that. Gotta watch that. So happens you have a mother-in-law who was taught English. Sorry. Need more breathing treatments. But yeah. So please go check that out. But I went up to Moline, Illinois, and was there, and what I saw up there at the deportation protest. And let me know what you think. And I know some people, I've seen by analytics, people are watching up to a certain point. They watch a decent amount of it. But right before I start talking about what I see, why I believe what I believe, and everything else, that's the part they haven't gotten to as much. The few who have sent me emails, weirdly, instead of just commenting on the video, said they were really happy about my commentary part of that. But everybody, I thank you for stopping by. If you like anything I've said, please consider a thumbs up. If you like more than one video I've made, please consider subscribing. If you don't like anything I've said, and you can be semi-civil, please leave a comment on why you disagree with me. Especially if you believe that hiring should not be based on just your qualifications. Qualifications and skills-based testing. If you believe we should have other criteria besides that, let me know how that works. Let me know why. Let me know if you think DEI is a net positive. I think it's a net loss, hugely. But yeah, so even if you don't like what I've said, you want to give that thumbs down or whatever, please leave a comment and let me know why. I am not here for an echo chamber. Being I am not a Republican, I am not a Democrat, I am a Trump supporter. See, I've been a Trump supporter a long time. 2020, not one of the newbies, all torn up, older hat. But I'm not here for an echo chamber. I like discussion. I like to hear other people's ideas. And I don't like to hear just from other people. I like to hear from actual people watching here, people I interact with. That's why I went to the rally. Couldn't get my going camera with me. They were a little annoyed I was up there. Didn't have too much trouble. Had a little trouble. Did not wear the Trump hat. But I had a little trouble. I had a Trump sticker on my truck. Somebody found out you do not stick anything in my truck window when I have 3 large dogs. Bad move on that part. That lasted about 4 seconds. And then my middle dog said, I'm going to rip your face off and grab that thing you stuck in here. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much. Snowman, I appreciate it. And honestly, dude, we do see things a lot alike on the immigration thing, but there's still little things. But you know what? I'm happy with the common ground. Americans haven't had enough common ground discussions in a long time. It's always, I'm over here, F you, we're going to stand back and yell at each other. Any common ground is a start. Any common ground is something we should start with. We should strive to, get to that common ground and maybe try to wedge it. And maybe get to a point where we have a little common ground in our decisions, but then we're both going to win a little and lose a little. Like we used to. I will say that. So yeah, Snowman, I appreciate it. I thank you for being here live. I appreciate your comments. You are very good at that. And by the way, good job on the Ronald Reagan. Yes, Ronald Reagan. I doubt a lot of air traffic controllers celebrate that man's birthday or anything. All right, guys. Good night. Be safe. Stay warm. And if you're in my area in the Midwest here, really be careful because we have the freezing fog. And it is slipperier than holy bejesus. You ought to see 3 large dogs fly out on my deck and figure out they screwed up. All right. Good night, Snowman. Good night, everybody. Stay safe. Stay happy. Just be good to each other. Honestly, we need that. All right. Good night, everyone. There, you got to see it end. Boom.